Seaweed harvesters have been harvesting sustainably here on the Mendocino coast for decades. Intelligent regulations based on long-term data and real-time data can help protect our coastal resources, and seaweed harvesters have a real desire to work with the managing agencies. Right now, there's a real danger that in the rush to impose arbitrary harvest limits in service of simplistic regulations, this is going to result in the effective closure of seaweed harvesting on California's 3,500 miles of coast. So there's a need for inclusivity to draw on local knowledge from the seaweed harvesters, and there's a need for agencies to actually come to the coast and see what it is that we do. Is that we've been harvesting year after year after year in the same places. And that is the greatest testament to the sustainability of what we're doing.
You can't just look at 1 year and then kind of freeze dry that and say this is how it is. It's always changing out here. Some years are better than others, and yeah, right now this is looking like a much better time for sea palm. I didn't harvest that much of it last year, and I barely harvested it this year. I've just been giving it some space and letting it to watch how it comes in. And if we set up a system where we're actually not allowed to be out there, what does that do to us as human beings? What does that do to our ability to source local food? What does that do to our ability to come together as communities and engage in these practices and celebrate the abundance of what we have? It starts to pull apart who we are, and it's almost like we're creating a permanent social distancing from nature and from each other to be able to engage in that way. Here's the piece that's been cut, and you can see how much there's left. Here's another one, and here's some more that we could still be harvesting. Over this whole stand of Alaria, where we've harvested collectively about 12,000 wet pounds. It's July 8th right now, so we're really at the end of the season. This is a minus 0.8 tide today, and it's just a little bit after the low tide. It's not a very low tide, but you can still see how much Alaria is here on the surface and in the waves just out here. And knowing that it stretches all the way into this little bay. And so having harvested 12,000 wet pounds, this is how much remains. A lot. We've been harvesting seaweed here for years and years, and a couple decades, coming out here and gathering from it. and it keeps coming back vibrantly. Are you finding any wakame? We've harvested a lot out of here, so I just wasn't sure if there's any left.
There's some.
There's a little bit?
Yeah.
Whoa! And so as I'm looking still, I think maybe this one was cut the other day. But that's like the first piece that I can find after harvesting 4,000 pounds out of here. And this is what's left. It's just thick all throughout. And you can see here in the waves how much is just right out there. Here's the piece that's been cut. And you can see how much there's left. Here's another one. And here's some more that we could still be harvesting. Well, I think seaweed harvesters really love their livelihoods, and they love their connection to the coast. I've been bringing my kids out here with me now for almost 20 years, where we do our best to assure that we're not having a negative impact on it. As we move into the future, we need to consider potential impacts if more people are going to continue to harvest seaweed, which I think is a good thing, but in a balanced way. So I would like to participate with the managing agencies in terms of coming up with regulations that include adaptive management, strong community input, and really educate people on the best way to do this so that the resource continues to thrive and we continue to thrive.